Good morning. Welcome to dark Winnipeg. It's 7:32. The sun is up. Where is it? It's really dark. It's scary dark out there. I went on the Weather Channel a little while ago. It says 0% chance of rain, although I know when I first got up this morning, it was slightly raining. It's dried up a bit now. Oh no, it's wet again. So much for it's going to be another one of those days when they can't predict it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be getting out for a quick scoot or not. We'll see how it goes. Just can't be lucky every day. Now, my new power supply came yesterday from Amazon. Plugged it in this morning. Tried it out. I guess this one's history. Normally I used to cut off cords like this and keep them just in case I might need maybe I will keep the barrel plug. I might possibly need that at some time. I think that these things that have something to do with so that when the power supply is on, I'm not sure. I'm sure, don't comment unless you absolutely know what this is. I suppose I could Google it myself. What is that thing that's on the cord of a power supply? I think it's got something to do with setting out a radio signal that's going to affect something else, like maybe your computer monitor or something like that, you know. You know what? I'm not going to hang on to this. I've got a box full of this kind of stuff down in the basement. Literally, a cardboard box full of coiled up pieces of stuff that I've saved. Yeah, you think that maybe someday you'll need it, and I suppose someday I might need a barrel plug that is. I think this is a 5.5 millimeter diameter barrel plug. I don't know what the center one is. Nah. Garbage. Okay. What are we going to do here? Well, today I'm going to set up and try and get the railing down on the on our little gun here. We need to get 4 pieces of railing down. I think the best way would be to put it on the rotator and be able to rotate it and use the holder downer at different places. I think that's going to be the fastest way to do it. I'll soon know I want to develop a system, because after I get this one done, I got to do 7 more off camera, and that'll probably be tomorrow. So might be a real short episode. Okay, Missy the dog is going to need what we call here in North America a flashlight to find her way to the house, because it is dark out there. I wonder what's going on. If I look at the surveillance monitor, it looks like it's light, but that's because the cameras adjust for it. They see in the dark, actually. They see in the dark pretty surprisingly good, even in color. Crazy. Okay. Now, in the UK, by the way, they I think they call a flashlight a torch. In English. I don't know what it's called in other languages. It's the same thing. Yeah, rose by any other name is still a rose, right? Okay, so we're ready for Missy. We talked about the weather. Well, I saw a car go by, so I guess I'm not the only one left in the world. One of those crazy scenarios. And the lights are still on. Yeah. Okay. Let's get at it here and recompose and rig up some sort of a. I don't know. Should I use my big turntable, which is the most solid? Yeah, this one here is actually the most stable. if I use this one, which is just a board with a little nail sticking about a millimeter out the bottom, so that I can just sort of turn it, it's not quite as stable as this is. Well, we'll think of something. I'll probably use this one. Okay, let's get at her here. Okay, somebody in Environment Canada needs to be fired. I checked the website again, and it was still at that time saying 0% chance of precipitation, and yet it has been pouring off and on all morning. What are they? Are they all asleep there or something? Don't they ever look out their windows? Okay, we are not going to use this. Okay, we are going to use this. Yeah. Okay, and the idea will be, maybe I should zoom in a little bit here. Okay, where's my blue tack? Oh, the blue tack, I put it in the oven at about 200 degrees and warmed it up to see if I could get it to be a little bit more malleable. Didn't seem to change it at all, but it was easier to, you might say, knead. You know, like kneading bread. Now let's not break the parts off here. Just stick that on the bottom there. Maybe put this on here. I should be able to put pressure like that. Okay, yeah, that should work. Ooh, I did push. I pushed in on this and I bent it in. Okay, I'm gonna have to rehydrate that now. I may as well do that right now and get it over with. Just a little bit of yeah, just a little bit of extra thin here should do it. That was stupid. I even talked about it. Just come in behind like this. That's all we're gonna need. Now this is gonna be extra soft for a while, but once it dries it'll be okay. All right, so the idea now is that I should be able to take and position a piece of rail, and remember there are 4 of them. 4 separate pieces have to go on this platform, and then bring my holder downer in and, well, hold it down while I apply the CA glue. At least that's the plan. Yeah, this should work. Okay, let's get our pieces. We were going to look at these, weren't we, and see if we could tell the difference between, say, the number 30 here and the number 29. No, to me they look the same, but it could be that there's a slight difference, but I don't think so. And as I mentioned yesterday, I do not see any folding lines, you know, like bending points that would be different on one than the other. But we'll put the macro lens on and have a nice close look. We're going to want to be putting the macro lens on in a few minutes anyway when we do this, right? Okay, does that look like it's straight? No, don't go pressing down in the wrong place and bust something. Okay. It's good enough. The main thing is that it doesn't move when the holder downer is holding down. Okay, here we have a photo etch number 30. And here we have number 29. And just off to the left here it says 29. No, I am not seeing any folding lines. We would actually be able to see them unless they are on the other side. Let's just turn over our number 30 here. No, I am not seeing any folding lines. At first I thought I did, but then I realized it was just a little imperfection right there. Let's turn this one over. Okay, no, there are no folding lines on this side either. They would be very visible right now with the macro lens. All right, let's just try one more thing here. Let's get this straightened around like this. Now what would happen if we laid the number 29, just in case they're different, we'll remember that the 29 is the one that's on the top. There is no difference. There is no difference whatsoever. Okay, so I don't need to worry about getting them mixed up. Now what about the other ones there? The smaller ones here. Is there a difference in them, or are they the same as well? Well, let's check it out. Then I know I don't need to worry about it. Okay, I'll put these back all in the same tin. I mean, what's the difference? Okay, here we have a number 27 and a number 28. Now these do actually have to be bent, but not at a folding line. They have to be bent in sort of a radius. But just for the fun of it, we'll check the other side here. Is there any? No, there's no folding lines on that. All right, now if we take and try and put the one on top of the other, is there going to be any difference in size? Well, I'm not seeing any difference. So once again, it doesn't matter if we get them mixed up.
Water dog really dislikes the rain. The other page, he said, that's as far as I'm going. Straight to Uncle Ron's.
Well, you know, I think we're going to have to fire the Environment Canada weatherman because he was saying 0% chance of rain today.
Oh my goodness. Wasn't it dark this morning?
Really dark.
Between the smoke, which is +10, and the thunderstorm, boy, it was, I don't know, like the fourth plague of Egypt or whatever.
Yeah, well, I said something to the viewers. Well, the lights are still on, and you know, it's not like some, you know, I saw a car drive by, so I know I'm not the only one left in the world.
Yeah, 6:05, but I thought it's still dark, you know.
Yeah, well, that's about when the sun was supposed to come up at 6:05.
Yeah.
I think 6:09 or something. I actually Googled it to see, and but I thought there was maybe a tornado coming or something. Okay, Missy. Yeah. Yeah, you're such a good girl.
Now when I sit on the bottom step and take out the leash, she trots down the stairs.
Coming. Yeah.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, we'll see ya. Stay dry.
Yeah, run between the raindrops.
Bye, Missy.
Bye, Ron.
Yeah, nice and green. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. I was just in the process of setting up here to try and video putting these railings on, and I saw Missy go across the window. As you can see, it has brightened up a little bit out there, but it's still a little bit gloomy, and there is still rain coming down. So, yeah, anyway, enough about the weather, as I've often said. So we want to reset up here so that we can get our holder downer to hold down. And I'm going to try and keep this part a little bit off to the right-hand side of the field of view, so that I can superimpose the manual on the left-hand side. At least that's the plan. Sometimes I have these big ideas, and then after I've processed the video and I'm looking at it later on YouTube, I'm thinking, oh, I forgot to do that. I'll try and remember. Makes it a little bit, in a way, a little bit more interesting, I think. Okay, let's get our macro lens back on. It was on. And then, anyway, let's recompose here. Okay, now. I would think that the easiest one to put on should be this one right here. Because it can lean up against this part that we re-glued. I was looking at it earlier. Is it going to fit underneath this part here? Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. Now I think that this is supposed to go all the way up so that the end of it is touching that. Obviously, that's the way it has to go. Can't go any other way. No, just shove it in here. Like so. We may not need the holder downer on this one. And yet, let me bring it in here. Can I get it to come down, or is the moment here? The other end of it was on the hobby knife. No, it's in the way there. If I come in from the other side, maybe. No, it's not touching it, is it? Well, if I was to turn it, you know, this I was saying that this was the easiest one. You know, maybe if I was to have something, a pin on the end of the holder downer, so that it would come down in between like this. Yeah, that might work. I just want to give it a little bit of support here, so that when I touch the CA glue on the inside here, it doesn't stick to the applicator, and when you remove the applicator, the whole part comes off, because it does seem to be pretty much in the right place here. Yeah, I think that's the way it's supposed to go. Okay, let's move in a little bit with the macro lens, get a little closer. Okay. No. Oh, I bumped it with my hand. Oh, gee. Okay, I think we're pretty much back the way we were. Yeah, I bumped the holder down there. Okay, let's put it back in place here. Okay, it's holding. Now, I want to keep in mind that the back railing, the one that goes along here that I'm just touching right now, it has to fit around that somehow, I believe. Now, I think I've got this in the right place. Well, I think it is. Okay. Now, some of that glue will have undoubtedly wicked its way up the stanchions, I would think, but maybe not. I think that once that, I suppose we could put a tiny bit of curing agent on there, but once again, I don't have my curing agent handy. Okay. Now, how does it look on the other side now? I'm gonna have to reposition, I guess. You can sort of see it over there. It's kind of all right. It looks like it should have been a little bit further back, but if it's further back to the right, which is now to the left, then the other piece, the short rail, is not going to fit. Okay, let's put the one on this side here. Now you see those two little square blocks. It's rather hard to tell from the manual. Am I supposed to be gluing this rail up against those, or should it be back here on the edge? Now the thing is, the trick is going to be to get it to stay like that. And maybe what I have to do is use my finger to just hold it, lean it back against my finger, and then get the holder downer holding down like that, and then very, very carefully try and slide the bottom rail where it's supposed to go. I almost need something with a little hook on it. I have a little tiny pin that has a hook. Maybe I should see if I can find it. Bear with me. Okay, good thing I can cut out the dead spots. So what I want to do is see if I can just pull this back out just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to have to move my holder downward now, very gently, so that it rocks towards us and straightens the railing so it's perpendicular. Now I think the railing has to go to the right a bit, doesn't it? Like that. I wonder, should it maybe come a little bit more my way, or should I quit? Well, the quitting's good here. You can see on the back there that the rail that has to go across the... Oh, don't poke at it now. You had it perfect. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Starting to get shaky here, and when I start getting shaky, then it usually means that there's an imminent disaster. Oh! It almost fell off, didn't it? Okay, I think I more or less got it there. Maybe instead of using my finger to make sure it's tight against this right here, I'll just use this. Oh. Okay, let's try not to bump anything now. Okay, and now some curing agent. That'll do it. Okay. Now, can we get the two smaller ones on the back? We're going to put a slight radius on them. There. Now, these are the ones that are going on the back. And they're the ones that need a little bit of a radius, like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my hobby knife here, lay it on here, just go like this. How does that look? It looks about right. I want to have it enough so that when you're looking at it you can see that it's bent, even if it might be bent a little bit too much. Okay, let's give those a try and see what happens. Okay, now if I could get the holder downer in place. Oh, it's pushing down too hard. Okay, now can I slide it? Let's see, it looks like the holder downer should be a little bit closer to us. Let's see, can I carefully rock it forward like this? Ooh. Okay, now if I could just twist it around without shoving it off. Okay, I've got to rock it this way just a little bit more now. And where's that pin I had? It is very close, isn't it? If I could get this stanchion on the right side of it to be out just a little bit more, and yet on the other hand, maybe I should leave well enough alone, because the CA glue can wick itself up between the two stanchions and give it extra support. So I'm just going, even though that might be a fraction of a millimeter off, we're going to glue it there. Okay, wonder if I can remove some of that now. Fresh Gabe swab might grab some of it here. Yeah, I got rid of some of it, because that will not evaporate. That'll just, yeah. Okay, now some curing agent. I'll just bring it in from the back here. That'll be in more than enough. Okay, I think we're probably safe to remove our holder downer now. Set it off to the side here. And this one, to get like this a little bit, I might have to turn this a little bit. Yeah, it's got to go something like this. I had thought there would have been more of a gap between these two. Like I would have thought that that would have been like the gate that the guys would have got into the gun by. Can't pick it up. Maybe I should be using different tweezers. Once again, it's a good thing that I can bleep out the dead spots here. Now, if I could just get it to stand here. There's got to be a better way to do this. Then I can bring the holder down on top of it in the right place. And once you get there, now go very carefully. Watch what you're doing in your peripheral vision. Oh! That was pretty precarious, wasn't it? Well, I'm going to have to start again. You know what? I'm going to push stop here and just work at this until I get it, and then I'll push record again. Now, I was just checking the monitor. It almost appears like the whole thing could come about a fraction of a millimeter to the right. But I'm afraid that if I try to do that, I think I better just leave well enough alone. And there is that little gap between the two where I can see where a person would be able to walk through here. Is it coming off? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got it. Now a little bit of curing agent here. Just the smell of it. Okay, from arm's length it's going to be alright once it's painted. I am not looking forward to having to do that 7 more times. Maybe if I get myself into some sort of a mass production type mode, it'll go a lot better. Okay, I'm noticing we got birds at the bird feeder. Yeah, that's kind of nice. They're blackbirds though. They're not songbirds, but they're birds. Okay. I'm going to call it quits for today, get everything cleaned up here. I did opt to save our little cord here because when I was throwing this stuff out, I noticed that there was this little adapter that came with it, and I thought, you know, maybe someday I'll... Yeah, well, you know how it goes. Maybe someday. It's never going to come, but for at least 60 years I've been saving stuff like that. So... yeah, I think I've got stuff that goes back 60 years. Okay. In fact, I know I do. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.